Yo, it's your boy, I'm Strong back there Madden video. Today's video, we're going to be building the fastest team ever assembled in NFL history. Now, these are all the current fastest players at each position. So this is obviously the fastest team in the league and definitely of all time. So starting off with the quarterback, we have Lamar Jackson, and as a backup, we have Justin Fields at quarterback. Then the running back position, we have Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane. And then the receiver position, we have Tyreek Hill, of course, Jalen Waddle. We have a lot of Miami Dolphins on the team. The Dolphins have a lot of fast people. We have Jameson Williams as our third option, Jalen Waddle and Xavier Worthy as our fourth option. And on the offensive line, the fastest big boys are going to be Trent Williams. Then it's going to be Chris Lidstrom, Tyler Landerbloom. And then it is also going to be Samuel Cosme and Lane Johnson and Kyle Pitts. Now, for a tight end position. Now, this isn't the highest overall, so this team is stacked, no doubt about it, but it's not like they're all 99 overalls. There are a few weak spots, as you can see on the defense right here. There's a few linebackers that are only a 78 overall and 76. This is still a really, really great team, though. So we got Josh Hines-Allen at right end. Then we got Ed Oliver at defensive tackle, Micah Parsons at left end, L'Jarius Sneed at quarterback, Tyreek Woolen. We got Nate Wiggins. We got Andrew Sisko, Byron Young. Then we got Isaiah Simmons, Chop Robinson, and Ashton Davis. Every single position has the highest speed of the player in the position that they are allowed to play. So and then we even got our punter and kicker, Blake Aubrey and Jake Carmody, I believe is how you pronounce his name, the punter. They are the fastest kicker and punter in the league. So anyway, in the first game, we actually lose. So we're the Jacksonville Jaguars in this simulation. We lose to the Miami Dolphins 13-20 somehow. Offensive yards gained, they had 304, while we had 279, and they had a lot more rushing yards than us. They about doubled us on rushing yards. Tua Tagovailoa had 89.4 passer rating with 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and 236 yards. Lamar Jackson with a 77.3 rating, 1 touchdown, 218 yards, and only sacked 2 times, same with Tua, so not too bad. Completion percentage was not that good with Lamar, though. Lamar only had a 43% completion. Travis Etienne had 16 attempts for 91 yards and a touchdown for the Dolphins. And for us, we had Raheem Mostert do 41 yards off 13 attempts. Lamar Jackson only ran the ball 3 times. That's kind of shocking. But yeah, they ran the ball 3 times for 14 yards. Tyreek Hill, 4 receptions for 117 yards and 1 receiving touchdown. Christian Kirk had 8 receptions with 84 yards and didn't have a touchdown. Braxton Berrios had 5 receptions for 59 yards and a receiving touchdown. OBJ had 42 yards off of 4 receptions. Defensive side of the ball now, Tyreek Woolen is going to be the leading in tackles with Ashton Davis, Jalen Phillips, and Andrew Sisko. Now let's go ahead and check the tackles for loss, since we already saw Jalen Phillips had 6 tackles. But yeah, Jalen Phillips is going to have a tackle for loss as well. And Micah Parsons had a sack. So did Josh Hines-Allen, Calais Campbell. And then I have a sack with Jalen Phillips. And then looks like Bradley Chubb also got one as well. And there were no interceptions in the game, obviously. We are now at the mid-season point. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 6-1. The only loss was the first game of the season. We are an 89 overall team with a 93 offense, which is absolutely filthy, and an 85 defense. So our defense is solid. Let's go ahead and check out the midseason stats so far. So Lamar Jackson has 1,633 passing yards, 23 passing touchdowns with only 1 interception. He's only sacked 5 times, 2, and a 72 completion percentage. Lamar Jackson is definitely playing like an NFL MVP. And I mean, he already has 2. Yeah, he already has 2 MVPs, so yeah, Lamar Jackson is definitely playing like an MVP. Raheem Mostert, he is kind of older, but still a really fast guy. He has 396 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and 1 fumble. Lamar Jackson with only 149 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Kind of shocking. Devon Achane had 4 rushing touchdowns, though. Tyreek Hill with 515 receiving yards and 9 receiving touchdowns, 35 receptions. Jameson Williams with 426 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. Kyle Pitts had a receiving touchdown as well. Defensive side of the ball, Trent Simpson is going to be the leading tackler with 41. Then Tyreek Woolen with 37 and Ashton Davis with 36. And tackles for loss is going to be Micah Parsons. He has 5 tackles for loss. Then Josh Hines-Allen has 4. Ed Oliver has 3. Leading in sacks is going to be Micah Parsons so far with 6.5. Then Josh Hines-Allen with 5. And leading with interceptions is going to be Tyreek Woolen with 3. And then Nate Wiggins had 2. So this is the end of the season now. We are now a 90 overall, 95 offense, and an 85 defense. And we made playoffs. Of course, we made playoffs, but we had an 11-6 record. And we are going to be facing the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round of playoffs. Before we go ahead and start simming the NFL playoffs, though, let's go to check out the end of the season stats from our team. So Lamar Jackson is going to finish this season with 285 passing yards, 43 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions. A very, very great year from Lamar Jackson right there. Raheem Mostert, 731 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, only 1 fumble. Devon Achane with 384 yards and 6 rushing touchdowns, only 1 fumble. Lamar Jackson with 354 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Obviously, Lamar in real life is going to get a lot more rushing yards than that. Jameson Williams was our leading receiver, which is a little shocking, but I guess that's not too bad because he had 78 receptions with 1,205 yards, 16 receiving touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had 1,070 yards, 13 receiving touchdowns. Kyle Pitts had 2 receiving touchdowns. Ashton Davis is going to lead in tackles with 88. Tyreek Woolen with 74. L'Jarius Sneed was up there with 70. Tackles for loss, Josh Hines-Allen with 12. Micah Parsons had 10 sacks leading the team. Josh Hines-Allen with 8.5 in second. Tyreek Woolen definitely led in interceptions with a lot. He had 6. Then Ashton Davis, Nate Wiggins, and L'Jarius Sneed all had 2. So this is the path to the playoffs, and we went from facing the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round to making the Super Bowl. So we're going to be in a Super Bowl appearance against the Dallas Cowboys. Let's look at our path to the Super Bowl really quick, though. We beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 45-17 in the first round, so that was a pretty brutal loss for the Steelers. Then a very close match against the Buffalo Bills, a 17-10 win against them, so barely able to get that win. Then we faced the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and we beat them, obviously, and we're going to be facing the Dallas Cowboys of all teams in the Super Bowl. So this is going to be a Lamar Jackson versus Dak Prescott Super Bowl. Both people known for choking in the playoffs. Sorry to any Cowboys or Ravens fans watching, but that is just true, and they get made fun of it a lot. So Lamar Jackson versus Dak Prescott, one of them is finally going to win the big game. Hopefully, for our sake, it is Lamar Jackson coming away with this Super Bowl. Let's go ahead. I go ahead and go to the game to show you guys the presentation, but we're still doing a Super Sim. It's a simulation. I want to see what Madden says the fastest team will do. I don't want to have my gameplay affected in any way, good or bad gameplay. I don't want it affecting it. Anyway, second quarter is about done, and we're winning 17-7. Now it is 17-14. Now it's 20-14. There's about 3 minutes left, and the Cowboys are winning by 1. Only 1 minute left. The Jaguars need to come back, and they do. They get a last-second touchdown, and the score is going to be 28-21. The Dallas Cowboys have lost. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the first-time Super Bowl champions. So they are the fastest team ever assembled in NFL history, and they are able to win a Super Bowl. I mean, as they should. But like I said, the team isn't completely stacked. It has a lot of star power and superstars, but there are weak spots on the defense. But it's very hard to beat a team that is as fast as this team and has as many superstars as they do. And obviously, this is one of the best teams ever assembled. So yeah, not that surprising that they came away with the Super Bowl. Got a little bit worried for a split second, but they were able to get a last-minute touchdown. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Super Bowl stats. So Dak Prescott is going to have 337 passing yards. Dak Prescott played his heart out. He had 3 passing touchdowns as well. And yeah, Dak Prescott did really good. So did Lamar. Lamar had 205 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. Raheem Mostert had 80 yards off of 17 attempts. Ezekiel Elliott had 4 attempts for 13 yards. Lamar Jackson ran the ball 3 times for 20 yards. Jalen Tolbert had 10 receptions in the Super Bowl. 10 receptions. And he had 189 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Jalen Waddle was 6 receptions, 66 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 52 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 4 receptions for 46. Kyle Pitts had 4 receptions for 34 yards and a touchdown. Leading in tackles is going to be Deron Bland with 8. Then Eric Kendricks with 7. Nate Wiggins, Isaiah Simmons. Tackles for loss is going to be Micah Parsons. He had 1, and then sacks is Isaiah Simmons, DeMarcus Lawrence. And then interceptions. Oh, yeah, there was no interceptions in the game, obviously. So that is what happens when you assemble the fastest team in NFL history. They are going to win a Super Bowl. And let's go ahead and take a look. So the Super Bowl MVP was Lamar Jackson, as pretty sure it would have been. I don't really know who else they would have gave it to. And then the regular season NFL MVP was Patrick Mahomes, Coach of the Year, Andy Reid. Offensive Player of the Year was Rashid Rice. Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt. Offensive Rookie of the Year was Roma Dunze, and Defensive Rookie of the Year was Brandon Fisk. So that is what happens when you assemble the fastest team in NFL history. Like I said, if you guys enjoy Madden 25 content, I highly recommend you guys subscribe and turn those post notifications on so you know every single time we post. Also, if you guys are looking forward to the NFL free agency and the draft coming up, I would subscribe and give us a like. It is very appreciated. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.